Hey everybody, it's your pal Mike Zombie, and this week we're going to talk about my trip a few days ago to Son of Monsterpalooza. It's a annual convention here in Burbank, but this year they did a second show and called it Son of Monsterpalooza instead of regular Monsterpalooza. Now this is the third attempt I've done to record a little snippet about this, because the last two times, not only was I really long-winded, but I sounded like a dick, so... I'm going to try to keep this brief because for some reason I can't get too much into this without just getting carried away like an asshole. So here, surprise, right? So here we go. I went with my friend Megan and we took her daughter, and I had a brief list of things that I must do. I'm an autograph poster guy. I don't much go for other memorabilia and so forth, but posters and autographs, that's my deal. At some point I'll take a picture of my office here and show you guys all the shit I've got on my walls. The first poster I had signed was a very limited, if you Google the words Hogs of the Road, you'll see a lithograph made by Brent Cheshire in honor of Malcolm McDowell and A Clockwork Orange. And I love Clockwork, and I love that poster. He made a special series of those limited to 100. I bought one of which was his number 12, directly from Brent, actually. And had Malcolm McDowell sign it at the show right across the middle below the car. I'm fucking stoked. Can't wait to get that framed. That was my first must do. The second was my Dawn of the Dead poster. We had Franny and Flyboy show up, which never happens out here on the West Coast, so it was really great. In fact, David MG, who, by the way, I've heard he's a dick, and he was cool. I mean, he wasn't, don't get me wrong, he wasn't overly friendly, but he was fine. He was like, hi, how you doing? You know, just a friendly enough guy. He said that was his first trip to Los Angeles. The guy in line ahead of me said, so what do you think of LA? And he says, I don't know, I've only seen this desk. This is the first time I've been here in my life. So I thought that was really cool that Son of Monsterpalooza got him. And he was friendly enough. Galen Ross, of course, Fran from Dawn of the Dead, was just an absolute sweetheart. And she looks about 25 years younger than she is, which is really great. Scott Reiniger was supposed to make an appearance, but he apparently fell down and hurt his neck or something and wasn't able to make the show. So my poster still is not complete. But I've got three of the big four. I've got Franny, Flyboy, and Peter. So Roger will get on there someday, and hopefully George Romero as well. I don't know if I should hold out for Romero. I'd kind of like to get it up on the wall. Second poster that I got worked on, third actually, was Day of the Dead. Howard Sherman. Bub was there. Bub! And I spent probably 7 minutes talking with him about Bub. And you've heard me say it on the Zombie Mob a few times. You've heard me say it when I reviewed Day of the Dead. I love Bub. You love Bub. He's our favorite zombie probably of all time. And I explained, like he hasn't heard it before, all the reasons why. But I did say one thing to him that he hadn't heard before. I said, you know, what I love about Bub most is, to me, Bub is an infant. Bub is a small child. Bub is just learning how to communicate and wants everybody to be happy. I said, Bub wants to please. I said, when you take away the mechanics of what Bub has to do to feed himself, he is a small child at his first day in school, and he's nervous, and he wants to make a good impression. He wants everyone to smile. And he thought about it. He looked at me and he smiled. He said, that's kind of funny, because when I decided I wanted to play him and I was trying to get it together, he says, I just pretended I was a newborn baby. You know, your arms, your hands and feet all kick, your head can turn, you can look around, but you really can't control the destiny of these appendages. And so we kind of had a laugh about that. He was a really, really nice guy. If you see him at a show, seek him out. He's a really good dude and really nice to talk to. Also, 2 more posters to go. This was a pretty big show, and I only had Sunday off, so I only attended the last day. I already had a Hellraiser poster with Chatterbox and Butterball autographed on it, so I got to add Doug Bradley, Pinhead, of course, and Ashley Lawrence, Kirsty. Got them both to sign. I got my picture taken with Doug Bradley. I had planned to take photos with everybody until I realized, looking at the camera, that I had a giant grease stain on my fucking shirt that only showed up in bright light. It's a pretty dark gray shirt. I couldn't tell until the fucking flash went off, so I'm like, well, I'm fucking hosed for the rest of the photos. So got a good one with Doug Bradley. They signed my poster, of course. All that's missing now is Clive Barker, which I could have had done 2 conventions ago, but I opted for the fucking photo op with him, and he canceled. He signed all the autographs and took off before the photo op, so we both kind of fucked me on that one. So, still need his. The female Cenobite from Hellraiser 1 apparently is a school teacher in England, and she doesn't do conventions. So, if you have one, great. If not, you're shit out of luck. You're never going to get one from her. So, minus Barker, this also is done. I probably just have to get it framed to put up on the fucking wall. And in addition, to make the zombie day complete, Catherine Mary Stewart and Kelly Maroney from Night of the Comet were there. I love Night of the Comet. I've always liked it. I've seen it 1,000 times on cable. They were both there. God, Catherine Mary Stewart looks almost the same age. She is just as young and vibrant and hot as she was in the last Starfighter, and that's no joke. She really is. Kelly Maroney, well, I'm not going to bag on her too hard. She's nice if you're paying her to sign your stuff. But I worked a show a few years back where she wasn't quite so nice. So, and I'm like a fucking elephant. I never forget. All the shit people say, I never forget. I have a painfully complete memory. It really bothers me. I remember a bunch of stupid shit I said in second grade. I remember these things. So I remember when people aren't very nice. And whatever, I don't know what the deal is. But everybody that was purported to be a jerk or an asshole at the show was not. Kind of bummed out that Lance Henriksen wasn't there on Sunday because he's always nice. He's always accessible. I was working the door for the vendor's room at Creation a few years back. And Lance, it's not a secret, likes to smoke 37 packs a day. So he kept going out to smoke. And I swear to God, he couldn't walk by without, hey, Mike, can I get some coffee? I'm going to go grab some coffee. I mean, you want a latte? Every time he went by. I'm like, you know what, Mr. Henriksen, there's nothing more I'd love than Bishop to bring me some coffee, but for fuck's sake, you're the talent. I'm here to make sure big old mooks don't come in and fuck with you, okay? I'm guarding this door and keeping it safe. But he is a really, really great guy. So even though he wasn't there, a big shout out to Lance. Buy his book, Not Bad for a Human. Get him to sign it. He'll fucking talk to you. He'll take pictures. He's a really, really good dude. So was everybody there. It was a great time. And, additional shout out to Geo Braun. Go to Google, search Geo Braun, GeoBrawn. Go to braungraphics.com. Seek him out. You're going to find him. Geo's a friend of mine. He was at the show doing zombie portraits and also just comic stuff. He's got all kinds of kick-ass comic work going on. Some guys dream it. Some guys fantasize about it. Some guys actually get off their fucking asses and do it, and Geo's one of those guys, and I'm really, really envious. I've got so many great fucking ideas. I got a ton of great ideas and zero motivation or really talent, I guess. So check out Geo Braun. In fact, I'm going to have to talk to Daryl about maybe getting him interviewed for the comic portion of our show. So, yeah, he did a great, great zombie portrait of Megan's daughter. And maybe the next show I'll have him do one of yours truly. You never know. But check Geo Braun out, definitely. And, and it was a great show. Had a good time. For my one day off that week. It was a day well spent. And special thanks to Lilith for being so sweet. And again, thanks and congratulations to the staff of Monsterpalooza / Son of Monsterpalooza. You put together the best show the West Coast has seen in many, many years and got those hard to get people. Okay, I don't think that came off too bad for take 3. Now I got to edit it so I can go to bed and get up for work tomorrow morning. So have a good weekend, you guys.